Obviously a tough series to lose in the second match. I think the players, we've got some guys that have been around for some time now. We've had a tough series against South Africa. Obviously a lot of players coming under pressure, and it's been tough against Sri Lanka. So I thought, again, we're playing some good periods of cricket at different times, and I know that the boys are learning fast and accumulating some games in test conditions across 5 days is an important part of developing for this group, and we're looking forward to going to the West Indies and putting up a good fight.
What about Hassan Mahmood? Fit for playing test?
Look, I'm not in a position to be able to talk about fitness of players at the moment. So. So just been lucky enough to be involved in the level 2 coaching course that the Bangladesh Cricket Coach Education and Game Development put on, which is obviously a vital part of the development of Bangladesh cricket right through the domestic level down to grassroots level. So Nasu and myself have just finished the fielding and the wicket keeping component. Lucky enough for the course to have the likes of Jamie Siddons yesterday doing the batting. And our main goal is to continue to try and drive the messages that we're delivering at a national team level down to those who are responsible at a domestic level, and most importantly to those entering the pathway at youth level, where hopefully we can produce a system that over time can have players coming into our national system with good skill sets, and our role then is to try and help them develop the ability to play under pressure and the pressure that they receive from the country and media and everyone around them.
Coach, how do you evaluate the fielding of Bangladesh in recent series?
I think we're excellent, to be honest. We spent over 60 odd hours in the field in the first test in some of the conditions. I've never seen teams field in such hot conditions, and when you're spending 140 and 160 overs in the field, and potentially I think we had a half chance off Dimmoth, Joy under the lid, and a caught and bowled across 2 test matches. I think Joy might have been slightly out of position again against Dimmoth in the first test, but we haven't made many big mistakes, and I think our ability to stay in the contest as a fielding unit over the last two tests is an improvement from South Africa. And again, I think it's only about us getting better every day and taking that into the West Indies series.
Shakib said that we are the fitness destination because we beat a lot of overs.
It's a good point. I said you don't get better at doing things if you don't do more of it. And one thing we have done a lot of is field. So hopefully that makes my job a little bit easier as long as we're fielding well. And I know as a group we don't want to be out in the field for that long, but I think from a fielding unit point of view, our ability to support the bowlers in the last 2 tests was pretty good.
What are the challenges coaching Bangladesh internationally?
I think the challenges are the same right across the world, whether you're in Bangladesh or Sri Lanka or whatever. It's a tough game. It's cruel at times. The challenges come with different people. Playing lots of cricket. We've just come out of bubble environments, which is hard on people and families. I think the challenges, again, lie within the team and being able to back up consistently. You're talking about 3 test tours in a row where, that's 6 test matches, and we haven't played a lot of test cricket prior to that, only against New Zealand and then a lot of white ball cricket. So they're the challenges of being able to compete day in, day out, being able to practice at a high level as what the game demands these days, and there's lots of challenges.
Well, we have seen that as a fielding unit, our body language drops when we...
Do you think that keeping the body language is very important?
Yeah, no doubt. And that's something that obviously, having just started, that I hope to improve over time. And again, that comes from confidence. Obviously, when we're dropping catches and we're not playing well, then we start to lose confidence, and then it's my job to maintain the ability for them to be courageous, and be competent in the skills that we're trying to do. That over time, if they commit to that, then that's where we create confidence, and that doesn't happen overnight.
But do you think that we carry that miss or things like that mentally, because we often, the player who drops that catches often seems to be a different player altogether.
Yeah, well, I haven't seen a lot of catches go down in the last 4 test matches, so it might be something I'll experience a bit more into the future. And I think sometimes just the general language around our fielding, having had me come here, you know, and obviously the World Cup was a disappointment for Bangladesh in fielding, but we need to flip, I think, our mentality around saying that one catch doesn't cost a match. You know, if we drop the first catch in the first ball of the game, and then we drop the catch in the 19th over the game, the only thing we remember is the catch that we dropped in the 19th over. If any catch is important, whether it's in the first over or the last over, just like any dismissal is important. So there's a lot of things that come together to ensure that our team, you know, starts to win and consistently wins from batting, bowling and fielding. And we've got to be careful not to just put pressure on the ball in the air when we're trying to catch.
It must be frustrating for you because you have been working with the fielder for a long time. Coming there, you have been working with the fielder. So when they drop catches, how frustrating it is for you from this field?
I think that we all know that we're all human. We all drop catches. That's a part of the game. Our ability to drop less amount of catches than the opposition is the art. Because if we travel the world and we outfield our opposition every time we go to a foreign country, then that's, at the end of it all, we're the best in the world. So that's our goal. So,
Coach, how hard it is for a team for 3-4 days, you know, or is it advice for the players to manage?
I think, you know, you've seen someone like Tamim in the first test match. He was on the ground for every minute of the first 4 days in some, you know, some horrendous heat. So it is tough, and the way that the boys go about their recovery, their nutrition, the work that they do puts them in good stead to give them the best chance to get out there. So it's very difficult, especially in Bangladesh because it's quite humid and quite hot. But they're a good staff, Nick and Bajid, and we've got good medical support around the boys, and they're doing a great job to keep them up and about.
Again, Bangladesh don't have many specialist fielders for specific field position. Do you plan to make a specialist fielder for every field position?
Is it possible in Bangladesh?
I think one of the things that you do, you don't necessarily need specialist fielders in positions. What you need is 11 fielders that have the ability to field in all positions. And that's, again, what makes us best in the world. So when you're comparing it to somewhere like Australia, where you can have Smith, Maxwell, Stoinis, and anyone fielding in any position at any one time, then we have the adaptability to be the best in the world. So it's about making sure that on game day, the people that we know are going to do the best job are in the best positions. But outside of that, it's about trying to create a feeling that everyone can be the best fielder in our team on any given day. And that's the culture that we're trying to create as a group.
Thank you so much.
One last question. Liton does often can't hear the league batsman having the league. You being a wicketkeeper, why do you think this is happening and what's the solution?
Well, it's not just Liton. I don't think the umpire can hear it either a couple of times. So, look, some of the feathers are minute, and you know it's very difficult at times. There's crowds, there's a lot going on, and he's a long way back from the stumps as well. So at times he's further away from the nick than the umpire or the bowler. So I don't think Liton has missed too much. You know, I think it's a coincidence sometimes. I think sometimes our stump mic, again, not sure whether it gets it spot on right all the time, but again, we just work with what we have. I think Liton's doing an excellent job behind the stumps.